Well, what more could be said about the end of Silverstone 2 weeks ago? It was a war to the finish between three drivers, the top three, and it resulted in a collision at Vale Chicane. But when the dust finally settled, Tia's Korsman wound up claiming victory in Silverstone in what was basically a very dramatic finish to wrap up the first half of the season. But that was 2 weeks ago. Tonight, we kick off the second half of Season 11 of Tier 1, and it starts here at the Hungaroring in Hungary. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. Titan Iron Wolf on hand for commentary tonight. And what a spectacle we're gonna see. It's literally a fight for championship points. It's a fight all over the board. This is gonna be fun. I'm stoked for this. If you're ready, we're ready. Let's rock and roll here. So, last week, Silverstone, Tia's Korsman, in his return to RPL, wound up claiming victory for the Ferrari team. Cookie wound up finishing in second, and newcomer B-Dunk had to settle for third place. That was your top three from Silverstone. Let's see. Now, for the Drivers' Championship, because Leo Lund was not here, his championship lead did get smacked down. It is now down to 55 points over Cookie, and Jack, who is currently in third, actually still maintains that third place over Reese, but the gap is smaller, 89 to 86 between the top three, those two. For the constructors, Red Bull does extend their championship lead, but not by much. Only 4 points is the increase in the lead. Red Bull is 220 to McLaren's 203, while Ferrari actually overtook Aston Martin for third place, 160 to 144. So, at this present moment, we have 19 drivers on hand for tonight's event. Now, we would have had 20, but our second Williams, CRE Dom, is, not answering. So, let's take a look at everyone. Let's see who is in what we got for loans, who is racing, and all that fun stuff. So, going down in order here, so we have George App Williams in the V-Carb. He is racing for the next 3 races, which, let me take a peek here, just make sure right with my calendar. Let's see, yeah, so he is racing for Hungary, Spa, and Zandvoort, and I will check a look at some of that stuff later on, but I believe if he does well in a couple of the races, he will be getting a full-time contract. I believe that is the word that we are hearing. Okay, there we go. Let's continue onwards. So we have Jacksta in the Kick Sauber. He is the reserve, I believe if my memory's right, reserve for Ferrari Academy. Cookie in Red Bull, looking to nick away more of that championship deficit that he has behind Leo Lund. Egg making his return back to RPL racing for Tier 1. He was involved in a major incident in Jeddah in F2 last season, was banned for 5 races, but good to see him back. JTK racing in the Haas tonight. Raced in Tier 2. Was he tier 2? No, he got signed to Haas. That's what it was. Such J, I hope I got that right. He is on loan in the Alpine. But let's go on to Maxwell, who was the reserve. He is on hand to race, on hand as the reserve for Alpine. He's racing. Ding in Aston Martin. Owen originally was on loan for Alpine, now in McLaren. Josh H. Mercedes. Gecko in Ferrari. Danny Haas. Reese Red Bull. Red Fire Williams. And Red Fire, by the way, coming fresh off of his race win yesterday in Bahrain. If you haven't seen the Tier 2 race in Bahrain, I highly recommend checking it out on the RPL YouTube channel. Just type up RPL Formula 1, and you will be able to see that the race replay, the stream replay of that was probably a banger season opener for Tier 2, not gonna lie. KVS in the Mercedes, Tadpole and Ferrari, Metal, Kick Sauber, TB, V-Carb, and Jack Miles in the McLaren. Like I said, we're just missing the second Williams of CRE Dom. He is not here. But first coming across the line will be Maxwell with Jack right behind. And it is a 15-0 for Maxwell, 13-9 for Jack. And what a nice little kick-up for the benchmark for Q1 at this moment. Yeah, this is gonna be quite an interesting. This is gonna be quite an interesting race. I mean, we were off of a 1-week break between seasons for Tier 2, Tier 3, and F2, but we are back. This past Thursday, we had Tier 3 for their opening round. It was Lennon who wound up winning that race. Then such J 15-1 for him. Who's coming up next? Looks like TB will be next, as George and Owen will be kicking off their laps. Yeah, so for Tier 2, already mentioned it. Red Fire has won in a dramatic event with his teammate Vodka making it a Mercedes 1-2. Now, if that is official, that will be the first Mercedes 1-2 since Coda in Tier 2 Season 5. So that was basically over 2 years ago, was the last Mercedes 1-2. That's TB, by the way, 15-4. Not a good run for him, to say the least. Currently, let's go on board with George here, as he's navigating his way through these S's here. Let's all over to here, just to keep an eye on it. As George navigating through the last couple of corners, now the double hairpin, as I will call it. Now out of the final corner, he's going to have DRS right available to him. He's just going to have to try to push it as best he can. Gets it across the line, and he goes second fastest. Very good stuff for him, but Owen responds with a 13-7 for him. George a 15-0. He is 11 milliseconds faster than Maxwell. We got more and more cars setting up and getting themselves on for laps. Let's see who is currently wrapping up a lap. Who's currently on laps right now? We got Danny currently going through Sector 2, coming out of Sector 2. Now, speaking about with this track, what corners can be a bit of a pain in the neck if you're not careful? Well, yes, it's a Sector 2, can definitely be a bit of a pain. I mean, let's just take this for example. Turn 1, where you saw the Williams of Red Fire go through a couple seconds ago. That is one area to keep an eye out on. And Danny, 15-3, not bad for him. Here comes JTK, last season's Tier 2 champion, and he goes third fastest, 14-5. That's our first of the 14s for the midfield pack. Gecko coming across now. He's into the 14s as well, but he's only 2/10 faster than GTK. I think quite a bit of these guys are just caught off a little bit, figuring out what needs to be done. I mean, Egg had a bad day. I think he's restarting somewhere. He's gonna have to try again. Ooh, baby, this is gonna get a little tight for some of these. Some of these cars. Better be careful not to get in your not get in the way, people, or you're gonna get whacked over and face some trouble. That's for sure. And yeah, if you're wondering, yes, I'm all by myself. For the second week. Well, last week I did have Ghost Flame helping me out, but unfortunately he got called away, so I had to do basically lap 7 to the end of Silverstone by myself. But now I'm full-fledged by myself. Josh 22-0, yeah, he made a mistake somewhere, so he's gonna have to try again. And speaking of which, Cookie made a mistake too. KVS, by the way, 14-3 for him. Not bad for the Mercedes driver. Who's up next to finish some laps? We got Egg coming across, 14-3 for him. That puts him 5th fastest. Good on him. Ding responds, 14-4. Really solid stuff. Now where is... And Cookie, yeah, definitely made that mistake. We saw that out of Sector 2, right at the end of it, the Sector 2-3 split. He made a mistake there, and Reese, ooh! All over the place, Reese was on that tight chicane there. But nice keeping it in car control, but I think that little wibble wobble in that tight chicane, that's really gonna screw things up for him. Who was that just did that? Oh, it's Egg. I don't know if that was allowed, buddy. Well, I don't think there was anything mentioned about it, but anyways, here comes Reese coming across the line. That wibble did hurt him a little bit. He's 5th fastest, but only 6 thousandths behind KVS, and only 100th behind Gecko. But currently at this moment, I mean, well, Cookie will probably say, I have something to answer for this. I hope he's backing off, actually. And kind of into the grass to stay out of the way of everybody. There's Egg right there in the grass, too. Trying to stay out of the way of everyone coming through. Got a couple more cars about to finish off on their laps. We got Jaxa currently. Redfire back out again, trying to get another lap in. As Jaxa only goes 15th fastest for him. Tadpole had an invalidation, so he's going to have to try again too. But yeah, so some of the corners these drivers are going to have to be careful of, especially just to make sure they don't invalidate. We'll go on board with Cookie and we'll show you some corners to be careful of here. So turn 3, I mean, it could happen if you go a bit too wide. Just be careful there, especially side by side. Turn 4, this is an area you have to be very careful of. Either taking in the inside or outside. That can be a bit of a problem there. Here, the tight chicane, 6 and 7. Reese had the problem there. As you see, Cookie getting too loose on there. Then this S section, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Well, not 10. 8, 9, and 11. These are areas you definitely have to be careful of, especially 11. If you go just a smidge too wide, your lap will be done and dusted. But Cookie, he is up against the clock. He has that deficit to Leo to try to nail down, because Leo, 2nd week in a row, not here. And Cookie comes across, and he is into the 14s. He is only 3rd fastest. Now, Cookie did mention that the McLarens are pretty deadly at this track. I mean, he did do some time trial runs beforehand, and he did mention that with his Red Bull times, he had some relatively decent times, but then when he did 2 laps in the McLaren was roughly 2 to 3 tenths faster than his times in the Red Bull. I mean, and currently, as you can see on the screen here, Jack and Owen are really showing that. Because Owen is pretty much about almost 3.25 tenths clear of Cookie right now. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look, see here, as we're seeing everybody piling on in. 13 viewers watching here, as taking a look, and yeah, just see JTK's fan popping in saying season 11, round 11, 11 viewers. That is really nice, honestly. Cyril's is here saying Owen hasn't raced in months. He's kicking butt. Fair play. Yeah, I definitely want to give fair credit to him, no doubt about it. Well, right now with 4 minutes 40 seconds to go, there's still time for plenty of people to get themselves into a good qualifying spot here. I mean, but take a look at 12th all the way down to 18th. They're only separated by 5.5 tenths. That's how much of a gap is between those guys. It is pretty compact between them. And then looking at from P1 all the way to P18, the difference is basically just about 2 seconds between the top 18. It's not bad at all. We see some people calling it quits for Q1 at this moment as Egg. Oh man, unfortunate invalidation for there. I mean, that chicane, you have to be very careful. You take it a little too soon in either one of them, that is basically the end of that there. It looks like Kieran has joined in. I believe he's going to be filling in for Dom. Let's see. Oh, I haven't seen anything in there, but yeah, that's unfortunate for him to be gone. Wait, is that who I think it is? Oh, anyway, well, Egg just checking out on something. But yeah, Kieran is going to be the 20th guy filling in for Dom. He is retired because since he was a late entry, he is out. Let's see some more drivers currently getting some final times in. We got TB all the way down in 14th. You don't see him that low. Here he comes across and he goes up to 11th. Half a second improvement. Very good stuff for him. Let's see. Let's go to Egg. Let's see where Egg's going to be going here. He's currently in P8. He's 3 tenths up going into the final sector. This is going to put him in third. This is going to put him in third at this present moment. Can he knock Jack off in his... Wow, that was just awful of mine. Can he take Jack down for second place? Answer is no, he just misses it. Fourth fastest. Oh, that was just awful. God, that was awful, even for me. Anyways, looks like Such J is currently finishing up his lap. Reese currently coming out of the final corner. We're on board with Danny, who's in the bottom 4 right now. Reese comes across the line. I don't know if he improved, but we'll have to check later. Danny goes up into 13th. That knocks Maxwell down to the cusp here. Maxwell has one more opportunity to get it done. Here comes George. He comes across the line. He takes over 13th now. And then next up is going to be Metal. So it looks like TB, he thinks he's done enough and should be safe. I think with George, he's going to have to hope and think, can these guys behind not be faster and knock me off into the bottom 5 and get me eliminated out of Q1? That's what George is going to have to hope. That does not happen. Well, I don't know how much time is left, but we know it's coming into the last few seconds here. That's for certain. There comes Such J coming across the line. He goes to 14th, knocks his teammate down to the bottom 5. And Jacksta is coming into the pits. Jacksta is done. So that will be the end of Jacksta there. Reese just finished off his lap. Danny coming around now. Here comes Maxwell. He's in the bottom 5. He needs to get out of bottom 5 to advance to Q2. Can he get it done? It's a 15-0 for him. Comes out of final corner. Is it going to be enough, though? And it is. Yes, it is. He is in 12th place. Such J now at risk. Danny, unfortunately, is going to be eliminated out of Q1, I believe. Metal now coming out of the final corner, and he has spun out, and he is out. And Rev Fire has invalidated, so he is out. Actually, Danny is actually going on for a new final flying lap. So George does make it through. Josh H is good as well. And looks like, yes, Danny has ran out of fuel. So Danny is out as Josh goes to 7th fastest. So Such J makes it through just barely. I mean, literally 0.12 seconds separates them. So Danny, the Haas, Rev Fire, the Williams, Jack's both Saubers of Jack's Metal and Kieran serving as qualifying ban. That is gonna be the end of Q1. And looking at Q1 and looking at Q1's results, Owen is on top with a 13-7, Jack behind with a 13-9, and Cookie in third with a 14-1. Kieran asking, is Park Ferme off? To answer it, yes, it should be. It should be because whenever people get kicked out before they even get a chance to get their set, it works for people that are late, because if people are late and come in, they won't be able to get their setups put in, and also with some other glitches and problems that happened in the past. But yeah, it should be off. Looks like Josh is not happy at the Saubers. Is not happy at the Saubers. Because I guess by the looks of it, I think one of the Saubers got in the way of Josh, perhaps. Well, here is your Q1 results here. And once again, Kieran serving a qualifying ban. Both Saubers are out, Red Fire out, and Danny is out as well. And looks like a little bit further on, looks like Jacksta might find himself in some hot water. He must have gotten in Josh's way. Oh, that will be interesting, no doubt about it. Wait a minute. I think I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I think it's happened again. Okay. If it is true, if it is the case, if he is on there, if it is the case, I want to find out, because I want to make sure first before I say anything. As I think you guys might know what I might be talking about, but let's take a look. As we're on board with KBS. Maybe as I hope we are catching what we're seeing. Hope he catches it. What, me spit it out? Well, here's the thing. If it is true, Cyrils, I could easily just drop one hint. It's happened to us when we were on comms a couple of times. That's the only hint I'll give you. That's happened a couple of times. Yeah, Red's got it on the Red Fire's got it on the dot. If the safety car, I think the safety car is on the track. Because I think I saw it briefly. Because I saw it come out of the pits. I saw it come out of the pits and onto the track. But I want to make sure if it is the truth. I mean, if it is on the track, then I'll just save it with this piece. Because if it is on the track, I'd be going like, Gagi, get off the track. Oh, it is on the track? It was on the track? Oh, boy. I guess Gagi was out doing a recon lap, I guess. Anyways, well, that's some entertainment there, but here's Jack coming across the line, 14-0, and KVS responds! 13-9 for him. Egg responds. Oh, okay, I guess everyone's responding. Jack was first, then KVS, then Egg, Owen then responded, and Cookie responded after. I guess everyone's responding to Jack's time. Here comes Tadpole now, coming across the line, 14-2 for him. Reese just starting his time lap. George just came across, did 9th fastest. Looks like Josh either had to start his lap, or he had to redo because of invalidation. Maxwell, slowest, he definitely made a mistake somewhere. Here comes Such J coming across the line now, and he will be 10th fastest, 15-4. Only 11 milliseconds clear of TB at this present time. Let's take a look. Let's see if anyone did have invalidations. Yep, Josh had one. Oh, Josh had a second one. That's unfortunate. That sucks for Josh. And Maxwell had a bad lap, had a bad run too. Yeah, so Josh had an unfortunate invalidation, and Cookie repaying the favor to Reese. That's some good teammate teamwork there. There comes Reese out of the final corner. Little slide out of the final corner. He comes across the line, and he's 8th fastest with a 14-3. That is not a good lap there. Maxwell responds with a 14-9. That bumps George down to the bottom 5. Such J's in the bottom 5. And TB, temporarily, is the slowest of the field. I figure I'll tease Gagi on this one. Yeah, so that is our first batch out. So some of these guys will be coming out to get another run in for sure. But here we have currently 2 drivers yet to set a lap, that being Josh and GTK. Jack is back out onto another lap, same with Egg. No, while we are at it here, let's take a peek. Why don't we take a peek at, for our... I guess we don't have that. That's the wrong person to take a look at. But wish we would easily just take a peek and see who is going to be in what car, who's in what cars for the season. But actually, since I was mentioning it a little bit ago, so I was mentioning about with George and him being in the V carb for this event. Once I track his try to track his contract to find it here. It's a bit of a pain in the ass finding it here. Where are you, Georgie? There you are. There you are. Here it is. So with George's contract, he is going to be in for 3 rounds. As I predicted, it was Hungary, Spa, and Zandvoort. His objective is he has to get P12 in those races. That's his objectives. But for the TP clause, it is this. Should he get top 12 in 2 of the 3 races, he will be signed for the remainder of the season. And if he does not, he is going to be booted down to reserve. Or he will be dropped. Pretty much. So that is the thing for George there. So that will be interesting there. But anyways, here comes Jack. He comes across 13-7 for him. I think if my memory is right, Jack just pretty much matched Owen's Q1 time. GTK now. One of 2 drivers yet to get a lap set. And it looks like the skies are getting a little darker, but... what in the world is this camera angle? I definitely get what some of the guys were complaining with earlier. But JTK 7th fastest, and Josh down in 10th. My goodness, what happened to you, man? That's something I don't usually see for Josh there. But TB goes to 9th, which pushed Josh down to the bottom 5. And Reese, by the way, is, well, now in the bottom 5, because Ding took 9th. That's going to be some major upsets if, Reese and Josh get booted out of Q2. That would really suck. Yeah. Yeah, now I get why. I was like, what in the world is this angle? It's like, I mean, the TV pod offset was decent, but I mean, somebody must have done a, whoa, good Lord Maxwell, you almost dumped it there. That was a nice save. Yeah, that is just really weird, honestly. But Egg into the pits. He believes he is done. And it's... oh my goodness, it's raining. Reese just went up to 6. It is raining. I did not expect rain to be showing up. That's why everyone came out so fast. Oh man, and I think the track just got way too wet so quick. And yeah, TB is out, Josh is out, Maxwell out, Such J out. By the way, Such J, you are not supposed to do what you just did. Because Such J just crossed the line and he retired on the track. You can't do that in qualifying, my guy. That's gonna get you at least a couple points on your penalty for you, unfortunately. GTK is a pro in the wets. Well, you will be going to Q3, that's for sure. Yeah, did not expect the rain to already show up. But yeah, so literally, looking at our list here, so we have Cookie, Jack, KBS, Owen, Egg, Reese, Tadpole, JTK, Gecko, and Ding. Going through to Q3, TB, Josh, Maxwell, George, and Such J out of Q2 because of the rain. Someone must have changed the settings. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, honestly. But, yeah, so I guess with the rain playing a factor, with the rain now playing a factor, I'll just say this. Biggest upset to be knocked out of Q2? Josh H. in the Mercedes. And also another upset to be knocked out? TB. You usually see, even though the V-carb is hit and miss in some tracks, TB is always consistently solid in qualifying, and usually almost always puts the car in Q3. I don't even know what Maxwell's doing. I think he's just showing off a little bit. Same with Josh. Same with George. I was gonna say you two, if you want to do some synchronized drifting, there you go. A bit of a synchronized drift in the middle in a little bit. Well, we're just waiting on Maxwell and George to stop and but Maxwell and George just messing around. Well, I guess while we're waiting for these two to do something. I mean, shit, why do you guys just crash out? For the love of God. You're both eliminated out of Q2. Just crash out. Well, I guess while we're waiting at this present moment, let's take a look at what's going on for next week's round of events. So, Tier 3, on Thursday, they'll be kicking off round 2 at Singapore. Tier 2, Friday, will be racing at Baku. Then F2 will be racing at Portimao. And Tier 1 next week will be at Spa-Francorchamps. And here we go. Oh wait. We're still waiting on George. I'm sorry this is taking longer than it's supposed to. Did he finally? Oh, good. Well, anyways, so Cookie on top of our timing board for Q2, Jack second, and KVS in third. So, well, let's do some. Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to have a decent prediction time on like who will get what the poll time is going to be, because we are going to be looking at inter conditions for Q3. But hey, what the heck? What the heck? With this inter Q3, who do you think top 3 will be? Take your guess. Take your guess. Place your bets. Who knows what will happen? For my prediction, I'm going to say no particular order. I think... Now, I'm going to go with a surprise for pole position. I'm going to say Owen is going to just not cookie away from pole position. I think the gap between pole and second's going to be about a tenth of a second, at least. He'll be... Oh. Okay. Love that the headset disconnected. Okay, sorry about that. Because literally, I was just talking in the party like not even a minute ago, and then all of a sudden the overlay thing didn't pop up. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And boom! Apparently I got kicked out of the party, which makes no sense. But anyways, so yeah, so Owen I think is going to be pole position. Cookie will be second. As for who I think is going to get third, I am going to go with another surprise. I'm thinking Egg. I'm thinking Egg will be third place. Well, who will be kicking it off for... Well... Oh. I guess the rain just went like, nah, I'm only gonna last like 5 seconds and go away. Okay. Then I guess we just had like a little drizzle spit and that was it. Well, the McLarens are currently going for their lap. Looks like Reese abandoned his. Because with the rain gone, that means the track will dry out. But as we did see in Q2, it did take a couple of minutes for DRS to get disabled. So it'll probably take the same amount of time for DRS to get enabled. But we are on board. We're on hand with the McLarens of Owen and Jack. Well, I'm probably willing to bet once they come out of the final corner, this corner here, they're gonna bolt right back to the pits and wait for the dry tires to come into play. Oh nope, never mind. They're staying out. But this is our inter benchmark between the two, and it is 24-2 for Jack, 24-5 for Owen. It looks like Cookie has invalidated, but he is going to try again. Tadpole currently coming out of the final corner. His answer to this benchmark. So 24-6 for him. Next up is Egg. Coming out of the final corner now. Just playfully coming out, and 24-0 for him. That's fastest right now. Gecko 23-0, and KVS, well, invalidated. What would a KBS had if it counted? 28.9. That's really slow. Really slow for him. But JTK coming out of the last corner now. Champion of Tier 2 last season. Here he comes across the line. 24.9. Slowest right now. Cookie now. Working through. Here comes Cookie. Squirming a little bit around. Trying to get some kind of good lap in. Here he comes across. 22.9. He is fastest right now. But no DRS enabled just yet. And everyone bails off to the pits. And they'll be waiting till softs come in, till the dry tires come into play. So Cookie fastest right now with a 22.9, and slowest is JTK with a 24.9. That is 2 seconds separating the top 7. And as everyone comes on in, just waiting on Cookie, and DRS is now enabled, which means the track is now dry enough, but the surface is probably going to be a little bit on the cold side, so these guys are going to have to be careful when they come out, as Cookie keeps improving. 22.5 now. So I would say with the guys that are waiting to come out onto soft compound tire, if I were them, I would come out. If you guys came out right now, I would say at least 2 laps of fuel in, get 3 laps of fuel in. Warm up those tires on your out lap. Then get a feel of the track. Get a feel of the track just to knock out any of the slippery spots if you're careful. And then on your third, just punch it. Punch it and get it done. So here comes Cookie, as he's still out and about. Now, Cookie, if I were you, I would go in now instead of just wasting more time out, because if you waste a bit too much time, you're going to be screwed. And there we go. So with 3 minutes 50 seconds to go, now it's a waiting game, seeing who will be coming out first to get a lap, to get themselves to be the guinea pig. Who's coming out first? Oh, let's take away the graphic here. It looks like Egg will be coming out. Egg or Ding? Egg or Ding is coming out. Is it Ding or is it Egg? Egg is out. Egg's out of the track now. So Egg is gonna be the guinea pig for this soft run. Well, he should be able to get at least 2 laps. out of the tires that he has. So here he goes. So can Egg pull off pole? Would be nice to see that. Would be nice to see Egg pull off a pole position, not gonna lie. Can he get it done? It's possible. Anything's possible. His teammates out on the track now, currently in turn going through DRS Zone 1. There comes action. The McLaren's coming out. One of the Ferraris is out. That is Gecko coming out. But let's go on board with Egg for the final of the flying laps. Here we go. On board with Egg. As yeah, he's just basically taking it nice and easy on this recon. Because he was in 5th gear before the braking zone. He's just taking it nice and easy before getting a fiery lap on this next upcoming lap. In Egg's credit, I say that's smart to do. I say that's a smart thing to do. Taking it nice and easy through the chicane. Looks like he's fired on the hot lap. Oh, now he's back into none. Yeah, he's just chilling at this moment. Jack currently going through his. Ding firing away on his. Ding's currently game says he's the fastest right now, but here we go. As everyone coming across the line to get their final flying laps done in time. Just about 15 seconds to go. Still 5 cars yet to cross. Now looks like KVS will do it. JDK will make it. And here comes Cookie with 6 seconds to go. He comes across to get his done. Checker flag will be waving any moment. It is now up now. Jack 2.8 seconds up in Sector 1. And ooh, KVS is wrecked! KVS has wrecked it! What the heck happened to him? But Ding comes across the line. 15-2 for him. Now let's see what everyone else does. Here comes Jack coming out of Sector 2. 7 seconds up in Sector 2. That is really fast. 7 seconds there. Here we go. So here comes Jack now coming across out of the final couple of corners. This is gonna be make or break here. Here comes Jack out of the final corner across the line. Jack 14-3. Here comes Owen to come across, and he 14-0. Now the Ferraris. Gecko and Tadpole. Gecko 14-3. Tadpole 14-6. Reese 14-5. Egg 14-2. Very solid work. And Cookie does steal fastest lap. GTK 8th fastest. That one in KVS. Very unfortunate for him. He has to settle for KVS, unfortunately wrecked out. And there it is here. Cookie 13-8 for him. So I'm thinking him saying, "Oh, McLaren's much faster." Well, I think he was just I think his McLaren times that he was doing earlier, he was probably sandbagging it. Because we all know Cookie would be like, I'm not looking good at this track. I think this is not going to be good for me. And then bashes it with a solid pole time. But now, here we go into the race itself. Here we go, and we do have some rain to kick off the race. This will be unique. This will be a unique one, not gonna lie. Oh, I wonder, is it gonna rain the entire race? Actually, duh. Ding dong. Let me take a look at, Cookie's thing here. Yeah, Cookie. Yeah, I just took a look at Cookie's stream here, and it's raining the entire race. So, I mean, these guys are probably gonna be pitting at. I mean, could they? I mean, I don't think you could go 36 laps on inters. I don't know if you can, honestly, but I think people will probably definitely be pitting during the event unless they are like really, really good at tire managing. But here we go. So, I'm not going to do a rundown of the grid like I used to do. We're just going to wait and see what is going to happen. Let's wait on the 5 red lights. Here we go. The 5 lights come on to start this wet Hungarian Grand Prix. And it is lights out, and away we go. Good reaction from Cookie, dealing up against Owen. Jack getting a bit bogged down as the drivers head down into turn number 1. 3 wide nearly as they head into turn number 1. Multiple 3 wides behind, with Reese down on the inside and KVS there as well. But as these cars start fanning out, getting themselves in there, almost collision between the two Ferraris of Tadpole and Gecko, as Tadpole's starting to slip down in this field here. Little mess around between the Alpines further on back, but Cookie taking off and away with this group here, as now cars start getting single file here through the chicane. Now we're on board. Let's go on board with Jack as he goes into the grass, loses a lot of speed there, and that's going to cost him some time up against Owen, who is now going to be basically pressuring all by his lonesome. Woo! That was close. Ooh, slamming on the door by Egg against Gecko. And Gecko tried to think of a sneaky move, but he just couldn't do it. I mean, that was also really risky to do, honestly. But Egg really standing his ground down in 4th right now, as the rest of the cars are just filing into place and getting themselves ready to go. Now, there is no DRS for this field here. Lap 1 is now complete. The top 10, it is Cookie, Owen, Jack, Egg, Gecko. Gecko looking to sneak a peek down the inside against Egg. Down the inside he goes, a little loose out of the corner, just can't seem to get it done. Egg retains that 4th place right now. Meanwhile, the McLaren switch positions. Jack now leads ahead of Owen. Goes ahead of Owen. Owen's like, I don't know if I can keep tabs on Cookie. Go for it. See if you can try to do something about it. Oh yeah, after Gecko, it is Reese down at 6, Ding 7, Tadpole 8, JTK 9, and KVS down in 10th place. A little bit further back, by the way, TB stuck in the middle between KVS and Josh. So Josh basically had some bad timing with the qualifying at the end of Q2. Towards the back of the field, the Williams wind up switching. Redfire and Kieran switching positions. But TB not close enough to warrant for an attack at this present moment. Let's go a bit towards the front of the field as Gecko looking to eye up Egg again. Well, actually, let's go to the lead here. This is Jack. I mean, in turn 3, Jack was over a second behind Cookie, but now he is caught up and chasing him down. Is Jack gonna eyeball a shot for the lead? Answer is no, he doesn't have the shot just yet. but he is close, and Cookie is now taking notice, saying, "Okay, I see you. I know what you're up to. Let's roll. Let's square up." Well, a bit further back, a little further back in the top 10. Ding all over the back of Reese. This is a fight for the 6th place spot. There's Tadpole went very wide out of 3. That's costing him a few tenths to try to catch Ding to challenge for a 7th place spot. TB, by the way, hunting right behind KVS, eyeing up KVS to make a mistake, and take the 10th place spot. Yeah, with this rain here, overtaking is going to be a bit more of the difficult side because you will have DRS available. It's basically your skills and your brake. It's basically your driving skill and your braking skills that will come into play here. As Jack is still all over the back of Cookie at this time. This fight for the lead will probably amp up as Jack comes out of the final corner. Now, meanwhile, Jack does have 65% ERS available to him. Cookie has a full battery available, and Cookie pounds on to that overtake button to try to keep Jack behind. As Jack trying to stay in tune, trying to make an attack. He's just not there yet. Cookie maintaining his grip. Now let's go back to TV here as he's chasing KVS down to try to get himself into the final position. Meanwhile, down in turn 1, we do have our first main overtake down into turn 1. That was Metal overtaking Kieran for P19. Good to see that happen. Good to see an overtake there. I think we may see some more maybe as the race progresses on. And looks like Such has just had an incident down in turn number 4. Yeah, he is just all over the place. He's okay. Ooh, a little close for Kieran. A little too close, honestly. Like, Kieran may not be happy about that. But let's go back towards the front here. And speaking of which, TB, I think I just seen on the map, he was just about planning to overtake KVS, but backed out, waiting for it. But here comes Jack out of the final corner. Is he gonna try to chase Cookie down? But the problem is, Cookie and Jack, they respond together in regards to the overtake, in regards to deploying the overtake, and Owen still chasing down Cookie here. Now, currently at this present moment, with the points positions as it is live right now, Cookie and Reese are looking at 33 points at this present moment right now, and Jack and Owen are looking at 34 points because Jack has the fastest lap. So currently at this present moment in the live standings, McLaren does gain 1 point in the constructors. And it looks like some of these cars are starting to file back out of the positions here, from the lines of close lines here. As Josh here currently chasing down TV, or on board with him, and there's TV still all over the back of KVS to try to get himself into the points, into the top spot. But meanwhile, Jack and Cookie, the war is still not over yet between them. But the top 3 has pulled a bit of a gap over Egg. Egg was in the 1 second gap of Owen a couple of laps ago, but now he is 1.5 seconds behind. So Cookie and the McLarens have taken off. And looks like Kieran is the first into the penalty box here. As Jack is still putting the pressure on, is still trying to put the pressure on Cookie. I mean, Cookie is very experienced, looking to defend and retain his championship. Cookie with a bit of a slide out of turn 7, but keeps it in tow. I mean, Jack did have a bit of a problem as well. Now, some of these cars are just, like I said, just mistakes like that. These are what some of the other drivers are going to be keeping an eye out for their competition. Just thinking like, okay, make a mistake just a little bit, maybe take a corner too early, take it too wrong or something, and then I'll be right there to pounce and take that spot. Meanwhile, Jack still trying to chase down as Jackson just lost a couple of spots to Maxwell and Redfire. And here we go. So the McLarens are still chasing down Cookie, but let's go further back. Let's go on board with Reese as he's got Gecko and Egg ahead of him. Gecko really wants to get that 4th place, that's for sure. And Reese also has Ding right behind him as well. Metal and Kieran switching positions again. And, ooh, a little drift by there. Oh, there goes Gecko. Spinning out of 5th place. I think Gecko just got a little too ambitious going into that braking zone of turn 5, and that costed him dearly. And now Gecko plummets down all the way to 12th place. And nice catch. We had a nice catch there. We just got a nice catch there. Just seeing that unfortunate mishap. But that is the mistakes I'm talking about. If you're not careful and you make a mishap, you are vulnerable and a sitting duck. And TB fighting KVS. TB going around the outside to try to get past KVS. This is a nice little scrap here. As Gecko goes super wide out of the final corner. These guys are neck and neck, even. Who's going to break first going into turn 1? And it is... I think TB got a little later on the brakes, but he gets it done. TB, for what felt like an eternity, he finally passes KVS and is up into 9th. Fair play to TB. That was a stellar overtake, I will not lie. That was very solid. I mean, seeing with those overtakes, that is a... If we had an overtake of the race award, that's definitely going to be a contender in there. That's definitely going to be in the contenders box right there. Meanwhile, Reese chasing down Egg to go for 4th place. The McLaren still hunting Cookie down. I think what we are seeing is that in Sector 2, Cookie was managing the ERS deployment while Owen and Jack weren't saving. They were keeping their ERS deployment available on medium. Ooh, and Reese nearly had a little snap coming out of the final corner as Reese is trying to chase him down. In the background, TB all over the back of JTK. See if like, oh, I can make a move myself, going to 8th place. Glued to the back end of JTK here. This will be fun here. As TB looking for his peak on the inside. No, JTK stays his ground and will maintain the 8th place spot. Maybe not for long. Here comes TB again. I would say back out. And please say back out. There you go. I don't want to take a unnecessary risk, TB. That's for sure. Take it nice and easy. You're doing alright. TB now chasing JTK. I mean, TB is quite a rambunctious driver. He really wants to get past JTK and then put a dent in the gap that JTK has over Tadpole. Wait, literally, it's 4 seconds between 7th and 8th place right now. And speaking of Tadpole, he's actually all over the back of Ding right now. Looking to see if he can eye up for 6th place at this moment. Go on board. Let's go on board with him. Actually, looking at Reese. Is Reese going for a shot on Egg? Yes, he is. He's going for it on the outside. But Egg maintains on the inside to keep him back, and George is in the pits. The first of the Inters to go in. And Reese was around the outside, attempted a switcheroo, just couldn't seem to get it done. And it looks like Soch J has just spun out of the final corner. That's where the yellow flags were, but he's back and running. We're back on the green in that part of Sector 3. And I just say that, and Kieran just crashed, and we have a safety car. And looks like Kieran has crashed. I think he crashed at the entrance of the pit wall, of the pit lane, and he is... Yep. Yeah. He has no wing, so that brings out a safety car, and this resets everything. Yep. Yeah, safety car is now supposed to be out on the track this time. So safety car is deployed. So let's take a look at our field here. So it is Cookie leading the race since the very beginning. Jack down in second, and it looks like we are going to see some double stacks here. Oh yeah, we'll be seeing some double stacks here. Yeah, we are going to see some double stacks. The McLarens, unfortunately, double stacking. Astons and Red Bulls will be double stacking too. Ferrari should be fine and not double stack. And yeah, Owen stuck behind Reese. As everyone comes out into play here, now this field changes up a little bit. So Cookie is maintaining the lead from the start. Jack in second. Egg now will be in third. Tadpole down in fourth. Reese up in fifth. Owen down in the sixth. Ding down in seven. JTK 8. TB 9 and KVS rounding out the top 10. Now for the rest of the field. For the rest of the field here, so we have Gecko down in 11th, Josh in 12th, Danny 13, Maxwell 14, Red Fire down in 15th, Jacksta in 16th, Soch J down in 17th, and looks like George will be down in 18th, Kieran in 19th, and Metal will be at the back of the field down in P20. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, good. Oh, yeah, Ding did confirm it there. Yeah, so we're currently wrapping up lap number 11 of 35 in this event. So these guys are already pitted. Should be good for the rest of the race on this set, on the sets of Inters that they have available to them. Yeah, this will be a fun little restart and the fun remaining 2/3 of this Grand Prix. Well, we're under the safety car period. Well, I guess while we're waiting under the safety car period. Oh yeah, for people watching, 14 viewers watching. I want to know your answer to this question. What is your thoughts on Kimi Antonelli being confirmed to the 2025 Mercedes seat? What is your thoughts on it? And also a bit of a interesting piece here. I mean, I wound up seeing it this morning and wound up seeing the videos of it. What was your thought? What was also your thoughts on the Aston Martin safety car crashing in Parabolica? Let's see, Invade saying Timmy is not Antonelli ain't ready for F1. Honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Antonelli is doing decently well in F2. I won't lie. He's currently, well, I haven't got caught up on the F2 sprint race yet, but he is 7th in the standings. He has a win. He has a podium or two on his belt. I mean, I think he's quite talented, honestly, but I honestly think he's just not ready for it. He's a rookie in F2. And literally to go from a rookie in F2 down in the top 10 in the standings to being straight into F1, I think it, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think with Mercedes, with what Toto's thinking, he has the right idea, but I think it's gonna bite Mercedes in the butt. I think it's gonna bite him. And that's just my opinion. I think Antonelli, honestly, I think he'll be perfect for the Mercedes if he took the seat in 2026. But 2025, I think he's too green and not ready as of yet. That's just my opinion. That's your impression. That's also your impression, Cyril. But I think that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, honestly. I think in my opinion, he's just not ready. I think he just needs another year, and then he'll be good to go. I mean, it would just suck if Antonelli start his run, then was just underperforming, and then just gets the Lawson and Gasly treatment, booed out of a top car mid-season. Wouldn't want that to happen, you know? But anyways, safety car is in. Let's see how Jack responds to Cookie's restart. Here we go. Cookie bolts pretty solidly and caught Jack napping a little bit. Jack lost nearly a second to Cookie there. We're back on our way here in Hungary, and Cookie has just run off with that run. Meanwhile, TB down the inside against JTK. He wasn't waiting out of turn 1. Is he gonna get it settled? Yes, he does. TB takes full advantage up into 8th place. Solid work for him. Looks like another car that got caught napping on the restart was Owen. He's almost a second behind Reese. And oof. And ding. First driver in the points to get himself into the penalty box. That is out of turn number 5, turn 4. That's what happened to him. And Kieran went super wide out of 4. That's why he's in the penalty box, just like with Ding. Now, meanwhile, by the way, a little fight here in the S's. Down for 17th, Such J gets past Jacksta up into 17th place. I'll see that every now and again. Just catching a view of some back markers battling it out. It looks like Jack has reeled Cookie back in to get himself to try to gain back that ground that he lost out on the safety car restart. He was almost a second behind on the restart. Now he's back to being 4/10 behind. And it looks like the field has just spread itself out just a smidge here. But let's go on board with Josh H right now as he is hunting down Gecko. Gecko has Josh's teammate ahead of him in 10th place. Ooh, Josh just a little wide on the curbing. Goes for a little rough ride on the curb. But looks like he did lose just a little bit of time, but not too much to impact the race a bit. But Gecko trying to chase down KVS to get himself back into the points. I mean, like I said, Gecko was at the beginning of the race was in 5th place and then spun out in turn 5. Ooh. Josh got a little loose out of there, but keeps himself together. Maintaining it well, honestly. Tadpole, by the way, and speaking of Gecko, his teammate Tadpole, all over the back of Egg. This is for the last podium spot. I mean, Egg would love nothing more than to come back to Tier 1 and find himself on the podium. He would love to have that happen, as Jack is I think in Cookie's words, he'd be going like, Jack is just annoying the heck out of me. But Jack is just putting on the pressure to try to get Cookie to crack and have Cookie make a mistake and take the lead. That would be a nice thing for Jack to have happen, for Cookie to make a mistake and take full advantage and get the lead. Tadpole chasing Egg down for the 3rd place spot. As said, this is the final spot on the podium. Looks like Metal has spun out of turn number 1. Kieran has had a horrid time, by the looks of it. Let's keep an eye on these two. Oh, well, that's why these two are on dry tires. I was wondering why these two are having problems. They're on dry tires. Why? What? You guys know this is wet conditions, winter conditions. Why in the world are you on the dry compound tires? Okay. Okay, well, I think we're gonna have to keep an eye on this, because I think these two may be horsing around, but may want to not have too much horsing around. Let's get on with Maxwell, who's being hounded by both Williams, and Jack does take the lead. Hanging into turn number 1, they're side by side, trying to go for it. Jack trying to fight back, just trying to get it done, trying to make it happen. Damn it, Metal, Kieran, that's what you made me do. You made me miss out on a fight for the lead. That's what you made me do, you dinguses. Like, why in the world would you make me do that? You made me miss a fight for the lead. Jerks. Alright, well, let's get back onto it. Let's just keep an eye on Jack and Cookie here, because these two are going to be warring it out again, no doubt about it. As Jack is just trying to coerce Cookie into a fatal mistake. Here we go, into the penultimate corner. A little tap behind from Jack on the Cookie. And these two are just all over the back of each other, trying to coax each other into mistakes. Here we go. This is gonna be the fight here. Is Jack gonna be close enough? Is he gonna go for eyeful for a shot? No, he's not. As Jack now down the switcheroo. Here we go. Here we go. Can Jack get that lead? Get that lead here. Little contact, bumping on the side pods, and Cookie maintains the lead. Jack is just trying his damnedest. He wants that P1. He wants to get it done. He wants it. He's basically obsessed over it. But here we go. So we're still keeping an eye on these two, because this is not over by a long shot. While looking at further back in the field, Gecko all over the back of KVS to try to get into the points. Soch J, now the 3rd driver, into the penalty box. Reese being hounded by Ding for the 6th place spot. There he is in the background. TB there. And, ooh! Was there contact between Jack and Cookie? Was there contact in that penultimate corner? I don't know. Was there contact, or did Cookie get a little loose out of there? That was wild there, but we have a new leader. Jack gets the lead. But Cookie wants to fight it back. Oh, bonk, bonk. Bump, bump. Cornea effect bumps. Jack being bumped in the back by Cookie. Egg bumping in the back of Cookie. Yeah, Egg caught up again, yeah. I mean, yeah, a couple laps ago, Egg was over a second and a half behind, but now he's back in this. JTK, by the way, being harassed by KVS right now. And there's Gecko right there as well. I think as these laps tick down, these racing is just getting more and more amped up. And ooh, Gecko gets a little loose, getting a little too rough riding on the bump in that chicane. And JTK just goes a little wide out of turn 8. Oh no, that's 9 he went a little wide out of. Sorry. My corners are a little lopsided here. And it looks like hey leaders, you're gonna love what you're gonna see. It's Metal and Kieran ahead of you. So these guys will be going a lap down very soon. I mean, Kieran's back on the intermediate tires, so yeah, you may want to figure that out there. Meanwhile, let's go back to Gecko. He's eyeballing KVS down the inside. KVS now has the inside going into 2. These two fighting it out. Who will break later? Ooh, wow. Gecko, long way around and takes the 10th place spot. That puts both Mercedes down out of the points. Ugh, sorry about that. And Jack, by the way, guess what? Cookie is now out of 1 second behind Jack. So Cookie now, if DRS was enabled, Cookie is just out of DRS range. Now Tadpole trying to chase Egg down for P3. These two are not done yet, not by a long shot. Not by a long shot, they're not done. Ding, by the way, all over the back of Reese to try to get into the 7th place spot, by the way. There's Owen down the inside against Tadpole. Tadpole's like, oh, hello, I didn't even see you there. And Owen's like, oh, thank you very much. I will gladly take that 4th place from you. That was an awful Owen impression. I cannot do that kind of voice. It's I don't have the charisma like him. I don't have that charisma that that Owen has. But anyway, speaking about with Ding, by the way, he's down to 7th as Ref Fire now, the 4th driver to get into the penalty box. Yeah, with Ding, if the race ended, Ding will only fall down to 8th place. TB will take that spot, and Gecko, well, Gecko's way too far back to get even close. But Tadpole, honestly, if he wants to try to get his teammate to get closer, he'll just have to hold the 3 behind him up. Reese, Ding, and TB. As problem is, oh wait, there's that. And Owen down the inside against Egg. Tadpole being attacked by Reese. Ooh, a little ghosting by Reese. I think Reese made a mistake. Yeah, very costly mistake, I believe, because Reese just lost 2 spots. Ooh, bump. That sent Ding off. don't think Ding will be happy about that. I don't think Ding will be happy about that. But Reese back down into 6th place. And we got more yellow flags. That's for the lap cars of Metal and Kieran. They have been officially lapped by this field. That's why the yellow flags were out, because of it. So that car is getting out of the way. Just getting out of the way, to say the least. And now Cookie is starting to reel Jack back in. 7/10 now to gap. But Jack's teammate Owen is trying to catch up. 1.7 behind. Metal now, 5th driver into the penalty box. And Cookie is in. Cookie's in, Owen's in. Well, are these inters not lasting as long as they think? Yeah, they're going on to a new set of inters. As Egg, by the way, dealing with Tadpole and Reese. Ooh, a little bit of Egg not liking being hounded and harassed by Reese. But Jack now is still the leader. Tadpole up to 2nd. Ding sliding out of 3. He's down in 5th. Egg 3rd. Reese 4. And Cookie came out in 10th place. Owen right behind in 11th. But he has TB right on his tail. So are these inters not lasting as long as people were thinking? Well, this is going to be quite interesting to say the least, because the gap is only, I think my memory's right, it's about 20 seconds. Oh, someone's off. Who was that went off? Oh, was that Metal? No, was that Jaxa? Who was that went off? But looks like Jaxa's having some problems. But more cars coming in. Egg, Jack, Tadpole, and Reese, JTK, KVS are in. Ding now inherits the lead. But now comes the big question. Is Jack going to get out ahead of Cookie? Here comes Cookie flying down the straight. And Cookie, by a long shot, takes it. And Kieran has crashed. We have a VSC. Yeah, Kieran has wrecked in the final corner, and Meadow has no wing. Well, I think we are safe to say. Uh-oh. I think we have a problem. Oh no, did it change the safety car? I think it did. It did change to a safety car, because the safety car is on the track. It's just the game's graphic being stupid, I guess. But this is going to play into Ding, Gecko, and Josh's hands. I think with Metal and Kieran, I'm willing to bet that these two were probably playing around again, and they just want to get bashed and binged, and that was it. But Ding, coming into the pits. Josh, Gecko and Josh following through. But now, this is gonna change things up, because is Ding and Gecko going to get these guys out of the pits? No, unfortunately not. Jack will get both of them, but Owen is not gonna get Ding. Ding is staying out. Ding has made it out and is in 3rd place. Fine, fine. I'll show the tires. So here we go. So let's see what we got going on for this field now. As everyone murder up and killed. Apparently Metal killed Kieran. And Cookie tearing into both of them on how bad they were. Well, I mean, I don't blame Cookie. We did see them screwing around. Sec. Alright, well, this is going to be an interesting restart here, as basically in regards to the inter-tire advantage, Josh, Gecko, and Ding, not by much, and then the cars in P16 down, they have the freshest inters available to them. This will be interesting on Cookie's part because him, Owen, and TB have the oldest set in this top 10. And they're going up against guys behind them and also ahead of them, in TB and Owen's case, guys that are on fresher compound. They're on a fresher set. Like I said, it's not by much, but we'll have to wait and see. So, with one driver out of Kieran, apparently blaming Metal for intentionally taking him out. So here's the top 10. It is Cookie, Jack, Ding, Owen, TB, Gecko, Tadpole, Egg, Josh, and Reese as your top 10. From P11 down to P19, it is GTK, KVS, Danny, George, Such J, Redfire, Jackson, Maxwell, and Metal. Safety car is in this lap. Let's see how Cookie will fare in this restart. This is the last restart. Now, on the first restart, Jack got caught sleeping by Cookie. Well, let's see how Cookie reacts. Let's see how Jack reacts this time about as these cars just slowly file their way into place. Oh, Cookie waits to go. He's going. Off he goes. We are back on our way. And it looks like TB got caught sleeping just a little bit. And that's going to lead Gecko saying, oh yeah, I see a nice advantage to take a spot from you. Sneaking it in the inside. Fight for the 5th place spot. Egg says hello. I'm going to go against Tadpole here too. Try to get that 6th place spot to 7th place spot. But Egg holding his own against did get past Tadpole, but TB held Gecko back. Meanwhile, Reese down in 10th place. That is unusual to see. Well, don't forget he got caught off by the pits here. But here we go. We're going into the last 9 laps of this race. As Jack is once again now gonna try to chase Cookie down to try to get that lead from Cookie. Jack on 1 lap fresher tires than Cookie. I mean, even though it's a lap difference, oh, he's sneaking around the outside, but no shot for a speed. Here comes Cookie now, out of the final corner with 7 to go. Oh, sorry, 8 laps to go. Here we go as Jack trying to chase down
trying to make a move, figuring out where he needs to go, where he wants to attack. He just can't seem to eye up an opportunity. Meanwhile, Owen down the inside trying to get past Ding for third place. I mean, he is technically going to get it because of Ding's penalty, but Owen stuck behind him for the time being. Meanwhile, Egg trying to hunt down Gecko to get himself into 6th place. He did take down one Ferrari on the restart against Tadpole. He wants to go after the other Ferrari and get himself up into 7th. Now, JTK is in 11th, by the way. Just noting it with Cyril's and JTK fan here. Noting in the chat here as, by the way, Jack is still all over the back of Cookie, trying to eyeball a shot and attack, but he's just all over it, and Ding's right there as well, thinking, okay, maybe I might go for an attack here. Jack going down, no, maybe not. He thought about it, but decided not to. I mean, this is what happens towards the end of the race. If you're not careful, you wind up getting desperate, and if you get too desperate, it's going to bite you, and it's going to cost you. And here we go, out of the final corner. Here we go. Is Jack going to be eyeballing? Is he going to go for a shot? Is he looking for it? Is he looking for it? He's looking on the outside. Sneaks a wheel in. Switcheroo. Will the switcheroo go for it this time? He's getting a better traction. Better fight here. Suits J retires in the pits. And Jack still maintains... Ooh, bump. Bump and bash by Cookie and Jack. Jack bumping again, but Cookie still maintains the lead. Meanwhile, TB was thinking, oh, maybe I'll sneak a peek on Owen to go for the lead, go for 4th, but not there enough. And yes, there it is. Cookie, mistake. Look, Cookie made a mistake. Just caught it. He made a mistake out of there, and he's out. Ooh, baby. Cookie just plummeting from the field. Ooh. Bump with Gecko. Oh, ow, my God, what? Cookie just had a horrible chicane, and that just plummeted down all the way out of the points, and he took Gecko with them. I think Gecko's not going to be happy at all. You go like, what in the world? I was in the points and you knocked me off. Oh, dang, what, wow, ooh, that's just can we get an F in the chat for Gecko? Oh, and the other Ferrari almost went off too, after getting a tap from, getting a little too close with TB. On Gecko, his rejoin on Owen was awful, but Owen's was also terrible. I don't know. I'll have to look back at that. I thought they were both still on the track. I did see Cookie was rejoining too. Cookie had to rejoin after going wide out of 8. Well, speaking of which, by the way, Ding is up in the 2nd place, but he has that penalty though, and currently at this present moment, Ding might sneak off with 3rd place. You don't see that. You do not see that often. Ding could be looking at 3rd place. Yes, he does. He's ahead. 3.1 seconds ahead of TB. Oh, Ding is looking at a podium. You don't see that often. You don't see that every now and again. Now TB be like, okay, I need to get close enough to Ding and try to rob this 3rd place off of him. But now with Cookie, and Cookie is just struggling. Cookie is just not having a good time. He's all the way down in 17th. Oh man, Cookie was having a solid run, but then something happened in the chicane. He was off and slow, and then just a catalyst of just bad luck, just messing him up. And now Reese is now the only Red Bull in the points. So, and Ding is gonna keep second. Owen is out of the 3-second gap. Yes, he is. And now Gecko into the penalty box. So right now, at this moment, I believe Jack does have the fastest lap. Yes, he does. So Jack looking at 26 points, Owen looking at 15. That means McLaren unofficially will be getting 41 points to their credit. Reese, by the way, looking to try to challenge for 7th right now. He is in 8th place right now. He's going down the inside against Josh. Can he get it done? He's on the outside, though, looking in. But no, Josh keeps him back. Reese is looking at only 4 points to his tally, which means unofficially, as well, Cookie just steals fastest lap from Jack. So now it's 40 points to 4 for Red Bull, between Red Bull and McLaren, which means with a difference of 36 points, McLaren unofficially will retake the constructors' lead by 19 points. Let's go on board with Egg as he's chasing TB down, for looking for a very high position back from his multi-race ban. And he's in 5th right now. He's eyeballing Owen for the 3rd. Ooh, bit of a chop between Owen against TB. Not sure if that was a bit on the careless side of Owen there. But here we go, with only 3 to go. 3 to go now. Ding is still in 2nd place right now, and he will maintain that 2nd place, which, honestly, I think Ding is going to be getting driver of the day for this. But if I include other contenders, Egg, first race back, after his ban, he is at 5th place for him. If TV can overtake Owen, there's Owen as well, looking at a podium. TB fighting hard to try to get a podium as well. GTK hanging on really strong in that Haas in 9th place. Here comes Egg now. Is he looking for a shot? No, he does not. But this 3-way fight for 3rd place. Now 4, maybe 5 now. This is not over yet. Here we go. So coming out of the final corner. Ooh, TB sneaking again. Just nowhere near to go for it. But Egg was like, ooh, I'll sneak a little surprise in on you. But just backed off in the middle of the apex. Was thinking like, I don't want to take any unnecessary risk and jeopardize my run here. But TB now losing a little ground to Owen. We're on the penultimate lap here on this track here. But yeah, Jack maintaining that lead. That Owen now over 5 seconds behind Ding right now. So Ding is for sure gonna be keeping 2nd place at this present time. Oh yeah, it's more than a 5-way fight. There's plenty involved in this. Owen trying to keep TB, Egg, Tadpole, Josh, Reese, and GTK out of it. I think KVS might be thinking of sneaking in to say hello as well. Gecko, by the way, just overtook Red Fire for 13th. And Cookie looking to overtake the lap car of Metal, just seeing on the screen in the chicane. But now we are entering the final lap of this race. Can Jack keep it together for one more run and get his win? Let's find out. Here we go. Tadpole on board with him. He's hunting down Egg, looking for a shot. Can he get it down on the inside? Here he goes, dive bombing it. Ooh, little bump. Nice, but I think that was a fairly good, fairly nice shot on Tadpole's part. He's up in the 5th. I think that attack caught Egg off guard, going like, whoa, where did you come from? Tadpole, very nice move. Very nice move from him, honestly. And also there's Josh in 7th, by the way. Josh started all the way down in P12. Knocked out of Q2. He is back up into the points. I mean, at one point, both Mercedes were out of the points during the first half of the race. And for them, both of them to claw back and be back in the points is really stellar, I will not lie. But all eyes are on this man, Jack Miles, coming out of the last couple of corners for the final time. He was the hunter against Cookie for pretty much majority of the race, but he is going to silence it in, and he will win in Hungary. Jack wins. Ding coming across the finish in 2nd and will keep 2nd place. And Owen, stellar run to hold back against TB to claim 3rd. TB will be 4th, Tadpole 5, Egg 6, Josh 7, Reese 8, JTK in 9th, and KVS will round out the points. George had to settle for 11th place. Maxwell just missing out in 12th place as well. Danny 13, Gecko 14, Redfire 15, Jaxa in 16th, and Cookie. He did get fastest lap, but 17th after mishaps. Messed him up, and Metal lap down, finishing it off in the points. Finishing it off to finish this event. Man, oh man. But what an event there. And there is Jack. There's the podium celebrations. Jack, first place for him. And ding, what a credit to him to finish in 2nd. Very good work for him. And Owen as well, wrapping it up onto the podium. Congrats to the podium, the unofficial podium at this moment. So the Shoe Report says different, but what a race. What a fun race this was to watch. McLaren 1 and 3, and like I said, unofficially, there it is. So there it is, unofficially, Jack and Owen are 1st and 3rd, which means unofficially McLaren does retake the constructors' lead against Red Bull. And there it is. Jack is your winner. Ding 2nd. Owen 3rd. TB4. Tadpole 5. Egg 6. Josh 7. Reese 8. JTK 9. And KVS in 10th. And here is the rest of the field. George 11th. Maxwell 12. Danny 13th. Gecko 14. Redfire 15. Jacksta 16. Cookie 17. Metal in 18. Such J DNF'd in the pits in 19th. And Kieran DNF'd and crashing in the final corner. He is P20. But that was... Wow. Yeah, I actually am wondering what I actually want to know, did Cookie make that mistake in the chicane? Because like I said, that chicane can really catch people off if they're not careful, and Cookie paid dearly for it. So unfortunately, Cookie will not be gaining any ground against Leo Lund in the Drivers' Championship. But wow, what a race! Not gonna lie about that. But I think we'll be seeing some interesting clips. We aren't gonna lie about that. So we'll see what happens there. But unfortunately, I won't be able to do interviews this time around. I mean, I would love to get a chance to talk with Owen with Owen, Ding, and Jack. Would love to get an opportunity to talk with them. But yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to get them get into a party to talk over on things. I mean, those three are probably in a party with like so many others. It'll be crazy to say the least. Well, that's gonna conclude the stream for this week, for this weekend. Stay tuned with next week's events, as I mentioned it earlier. Tier 1 next week will be racing at Spa-Francorchamps. Thursday, Tier 3 will be at Singapore. Tier 2 will be at Baku on Friday. And next Saturday, earlier before Tier 1, F2 will be at Portimao. And yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, feel free to follow us on our Twitch, but also feel free to follow us on our other socials on Twitter, well, X, but I call it Twitter, our Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube to catch up on the races that you have missed. Feel free to give those past streams a watch. And we also do more than that. We also have RPL out of context, previous race starts, and a whole variety of different subjects. But that will conclude it for the stream for tonight. Thank you all for being part of this wonderful race in Hungary. Ty and I will signing off. Good night. Have a great one.